Hello and welcome to Noni. I'm Bisi, and today I'll be asking my guests about the pressures faced in today's society by young adults in African and Caribbean households and how we tackle these issues. So growing up in an African household, it's special. It's lovely. It's amazing. There's so many things that, for me personally, I've enjoyed. I don't think I love the culture. I love the food. I love the gist. I love the movies. I love everything about it. But there is hefty pressures that come. Not only with you being in your 20s, because the 20s, I feel like those are the defining years for you. You're meant to live your best life, and you're also meant to sow the foundation for the rest of your life. There's so many things that happen. You graduate, you maybe get your first, second, fifth boyfriend, you get married, you can have kids, you buy a house. There's so many things that you do throughout the 10 years of your 20s. You pick the career that you want to do, you pick what you want to do in life, you meet long-lasting friends, you fall in love.
Hopefully.
There's so many things, right? And then on top of being in an African household, it's like a cocktail that you don't drink. So talk to me about your experiences of the pressures you have faced as a young adult in an African household. Titi, you first.
Me first. Where do I start? I think it's one thing being female. It's another thing being first. It's another thing being in an African household. It's another thing just being a young person. They're just completely different. And as you said, it's a cocktail that you probably wouldn't want to drink out of. But I think one of the heaviest pressure I feel I've experienced is getting married. And maybe it's not a lot from my parents. It's a lot from my aunties and my uncles when they come over. I have one uncle who always, at every family function, or Rotaja, so that means what we said last time. Magbag will, like, that means don't forget. He always wants to remind me that, listen, we spoke about you need to get a partner. So I think that one for me is a huge pressure. And I'm just like, guys, I don't want to make a mistake. Like, where are the good examples for me to see around in the first place? But that's for a different conversation.
We are going to get into that right now. We actually are going to get into that.
That's a different conversation. But yeah.
Sorry, and for you?
I'm in your boat. I'm in your boat.
Let's ride this together.
Literally, I've been rowing. I feel like literally our lives are pretty much the same in terms of that. The pressure comes from everywhere to have a good career, to make sure you study and do better than your parents. Your parents basically living vicariously through you. And then also to now find a great partner, but don't have a partner during uni, but have a partner, but then I don't want to know about it, but now I need to know about it, but then you need to get married, and it's just like, life just comes at you all at once. As soon as you finish uni, it's just like, okay. And if you don't go to uni, okay. Like, I feel like it's from frying pan to another frying pan to another frying pan, and it doesn't quite end. And I can already feel like even when I get married, there'll be pressures to have kids. You need more than one. What's going on? Like, I just feel like it will never really end. But for now, my main pressures is to wash the plates and bring a husband home. That's the main one. And
I can see marriage, guys. You see, we're talking about marriage so much because you guys are stressing us, right? We're going to speak about that soon, but in terms of career, right, the staple sort of African thing is either be a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer. And I understand why African parents do that, because they would see that as stable, as like that's their idea or ideology of what is stable sort of income, maybe an accountant or something. But when I said I want to be on TV and talk, my mom was like, use that as plan B.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Like, I went to uni, I did my undergrad, I did a master's, I even did my master's in oil and gas. I'm still talking to you on TV. You're not doing anything on oil and gas, right? When you're a public speaker, you are a content creator, how did your families take that?
You should go first.
For me, I don't know if I'll be able to speak on this much because I've kind of I've come out as I'm the child who did everything by the books. So I did the going to school, I did the going to uni, I did the going to do my masters, I did the finding an office job. So they're safe with me. They know that. Maybe now I'm starting to throw them off a bit, but right now they've always been safe. But for my siblings, God, Timmy pushed to get his music out there, and now he's doing things happy. So I think for them for my parents anyway, if once they see that it's something that you're committed to and something that you are good at, they will and once you've gone to school, they will then leave you to just do your own thing. But I know for a lot of people, it's not that way. Their parents don't get, what's content creating? What are you creating? What do people need to know? You need to be and you can't really blame them because it's what they've seen back home, right? It's what they're comfortable with. It's what makes sense. They've always been in survival mode. So they don't get I just want to live my life and find myself. What are you finding? Like
finding what?
You know you're a woman. Yeah, like what are you looking for? So anyways, yeah, so I just think once mine anyway, I've seen that we're passionate and we love what we're doing, they kind of just let you off.
Let you off.
Yeah.
And for you, Tori?
Yeah, pretty much. I completely agree with you, but I feel like the American dream exists here, but no one speaks of this Nigerian dream. There's a Nigerian dream. There's a Nigerian dream. If you're not a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, they don't even want to know what type. It just needs to be engineer. You're just, what are you doing with your life? Oh, an accountant. That's recently worked his way in as well. So I went to uni and I didn't get like the best of grades. So I did a master's as well because that's what my parents wanted for me. And then I came out of uni and I was just like, to be honest, I don't want to do any of these things. Like I genuinely want to be the jester, entertaining people and making people laugh. But how do you tell your parents that? Like my mom especially, she doesn't like,
I joke.
I didn't bat you to joke. Like,
what's that? Not a joke.
You're not a joke.
Yeah.
You're more than that. I can just imagine my mom saying that. So I actually never revealed to my parents that I was a content creator.
Wait, is this an exclusive?
Yeah.
Breaking news. Tori is a content creator.
Even now, I feel like my parents would be like, what's that? What do you do?
Yeah.
Like, my mom watched one of my vlogs that was sent to her by, I think, one of her friends. And they were like, you don't know, your daughter is doing videos. And she found out about it. And she didn't even really talk to me about it because I feel like my mom didn't want to even encourage me in that sense. She still wanted to like be doing the finance, you know, be doing the accounting. It's still good. I think, just like you said, Titi, it is about this mindset of survival. Money needs to be made. And I feel like until I get my big break in my content creating, my parents just...
They don't
want to hear it.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, she does it like a little hobby. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
Until it's a career, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't want to know.
I can relate in so many different levels, and I'm sure we can continue talking because I'm getting into this right now. But we're gonna have to pause for it for a little bit because we are going into a short break. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers at home, don't be too upset. Come back, get a cover, whatever you want, and we'll see you in a few moments. Welcome back to Noni with me, Bisi Atkins, and my guests, Tori Talks and Titi Elegbede. So I'm gonna come back to you first, Titi, right? You said one of the biggest pressures that you face, especially from aunties and uncles, is the pressure to get married, right? You're not married now?
No.
So please talk to me about this marriage because my mom had a party like recently and every single auntie and uncle there was just like, so where's the husband? Bisi, you're fine, you're not getting any younger.
Girl.
Where's the partner? Let me see, this is it. I'm like, auntie, please, like chill. Like, you don't want to ask me about my job. What am I doing? Do I have money?
You, how are you?
know?
Yeah.
This is them asking.
Checking on your mental health.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So talk to us about that for you.
What about it? There's just so much. It's like when we get married, sometimes you even get anxious when you go to these things because it's like you don't want to be asked that question. I don't want to be reminded of the fact that, you know, I'm not married. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just want you to talk. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about Nigerian politics, even though I don't know anything about it. Let's talk about my dreams. Let's talk about what I want to do in life. Let's talk about mistakes that you made in marriage that you don't want younger people to make. You know, let's have conversations like that. Why are we talking about marriage? So I feel like I get anxious at times. Sometimes it's just like, do you know what? They really care. They're doing it out of care, right? They don't want to see you alone. In their definition, when you're not with someone, you're alone. You know, so they don't want to see you alone. So they're asking, you know, kind of prompting you, when are you going to get married? But then as Tori said earlier on, when I was 16, I shouldn't have a boyfriend. When I was 17, I wasn't supposed to be in a relationship. All the way to my early 20s. So now all of a sudden I'm 25, I'm supposed to bring somebody home.
From
and
where?
Them from
what
street.
From where? What?
From the market.
Just drag them. Oh, hi, this is the man that you know, and we're in a generation where people are people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, male, female people, humans are. So it's harder. It's not any easier, and I don't think they understand that because everything is based off their time. You know, what the culture they grew up in, and how things were done, and they just don't understand that there's been a vast culture shift. They don't get it, but yeah, in the nutshell, that's how I feel about this.
And I think one thing that really gets to me, right, and they don't mean any wrong by it, right? Like you said, is their norm, is that idea of they don't need to be alone, right? I'm like, first, I'm not allowed to engage in any activities with any guys, right?
At all.
Go to university, get your education, focus first. I don't even want to hear pim about guys.
Nope.
As soon as I graduate, you finish school now, so where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? And like, that's in a space of like graduation, chill for a bit, maybe find a job. Where's the guy, right? And then there's a double standard. When you have people that are successful, let's say for example, I just swear it to me, or Tiwa Savage, or Simi, right? They're singing, they're in their 30s. I don't think anybody's asking them, when are they getting married? They'll be like, when am I coming to your movie premiere? Or when's the next album? Or when is me sitting at home? Where is your husband? I'm like, why? Why is that the double standard? And I don't understand why they would feel like, another thing is, I feel like they believe that the be all and end all is finding that husband, getting out of the house and going into your husband's house, having kids. That is the be all and end all of a woman, an African woman. That's your pride, that's your joy. And not saying being a wife is not something to be proud of, or having kids is something to be proud of, but there are other things in this life. And if I don't have that one thing, why is it such a big deal? And obviously, by the grace of God, I will have it. But I'm just saying, why do they put so much pressure on that? Tori, what do you think?
I think it's because you're genuinely seen as a failure. Like, if you have all these other hats, like if I told my mom, you know, oh, I'm in the choir, I act, I sing, I do this, I do that, I do this, it's like, yeah, but you're not a wife. Like, and I feel like being a wife, it's been said a lot, it is an achievement in an African-Caribbean household. Like, it's literally an achievement. Like, it's almost like you have this invisible trophy, you have this, like, if there was a master's degree that was attached to it, they would have created one, and you would receive your certificate at your wedding, or your wedding day, literally, because it is an achievement in their eyes. And I do feel like they are vicariously living their life through us. At my mum's age, at the age that I'm at now, she had already given birth to 3 of my siblings, and she had already married. So it's like, you haven't even married. Like, what's
like
going on?
Scratched the surface.
Yeah, and in my, obviously she can only compare me to herself at my age. She doesn't have any other experience. So it's like, I'm at your age, you know, I was living in a new country. So it was just like, all you have is a degree, like, where's the rest? And sometimes I do kind of like try and let my mum know that the dating market is not what, like, my mum literally assumes that I'm prideful, because she's just like, I can't imagine, my daughter is beautiful, she's everything you want in a wife. If she could do like a Reed application for people to, you know, sign up to be my husband, she really would. But in the other sense, she's just worried, and I feel like she doesn't strive to understand as well why are you like not married? And it's a relationship breakdown there, but no one wants to deal with that. It's just get married. I don't care about all these other things. Just get married. If it's pride, put it aside. And I feel like there's a deadline. They have this imaginary deadline.
This clock, right?
Yeah.
I was
There's a deadline.
going to touch on that.
There's this clock. There's no time. There's no
that.
time. You're running out of time.
I've never seen aunties, yeah, if you're watching, I've never seen a body clock, right? So if you have one anywhere, please show me. I need to see it because there's this body clock, and I think that's what I said. Yeah.
What did you say?
No.
Time is going.
Yeah, Asikon law.
Yeah.
Or John Law or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And it's just like, I've never seen one before. So I feel like that also increases the pressure for them because they're just thinking you want to get married and have your first or your second or even all your children by 30, so you're growing with them, and they have this fairy tale dance idea of life, and it's just like, I don't even know what I want to do tomorrow.
Literally.
I don't even know who I am. I'm still figuring it out. I'm 20 something. Like, why just not give me a break?
And that's okay, not knowing what you want, not saying that you shouldn't know, but we're all evolving and we're all going through this journey of life, and they should allow us to be. I feel like it's great that they want to guide us. It's great that they want the best for us. It's great that they want us to settle and be settled so they can know that they've done their bit and now their children are comfortable in their husband's homes or in whatever home it is. So I get it, but aunties, uncles,
Girl.
everybody please.
Everybody,
Take
please.
time. Understand that you're trying.
Yes.
We really are.
Yeah.
And if you put pressure on us, you don't want us to just settle for anything, because marriage is for life,
I don't
right?
know. Some of them don't mind.
Marriage is for life, and you want your child to be happy. So the stability that you want for us, please contribute and just understand that. Just take time. We'll get there.
They say rush in and you rush out, but I don't think they deep what it is they mean when they say that to you. You're putting pressure on me, so if I do feel like I'm under pressure enough, I will rush in.
Exactly.
But I don't want to rush out.
No.
So you have to let me take my time and figure out myself, become confident in my own skin before I can become somebody else's wife. So like it's very, very, very important.
I wish everyone in our generation wasn't. I feel like we're all literally running around like headless chickens, putting this subliminal pressure on ourselves. Just subconsciously, like, my mom needs me to marry, so I just, but obviously everyone's wearing a brave face and it's just like, that's fine, everything's fine.
But it is a lot, and we learn from our parents, and those are the examples that we have for our future kids. So what is it that you would tell your daughter when she's in her 20s and she's unmarried?
I think I'd tell her, your worth isn't in being married. Your worth isn't in being somebody else's wife. You know, your worth, you just figure out yourself and figure out what you like, what you want to do, who you are. That is what you should pride yourself in. That is what, once you enjoy your own skin, once you love yourself, maybe that could come later. But baby girl, you're fine on your own. You're amazing on your own. You're great on your own. You don't need extra achievements. Down to your word that we spoke about 2 weeks ago. You don't need external achievements to make you feel like you're worth something. You're worth something on your own just by yourself. But you need to figure out that first before you think about being somebody else's belonging. Because when you're someone's wife, you belong to them. They belong to you too.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I tell her.
And what would you tell your weird story?
I think I would just say, like, stop clock watching. Because when someone keeps telling you about the time, you start clock watching as well. So stop clock watching. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Just be yourself. I feel like until we're one with ourselves, we're completely comfortable being ourselves. Who else can enjoy you? Like, it's almost like I'm a pina colada, but I'm acting like strawberry milkshake. And then
it's not a nice.
I'm not giving myself to other people. Who can enjoy me? I need to enjoy myself. I need to be.
Pina colada and strawberry milkshake. It's so beach. Bad combination.
Honestly, I feel that, and I feel that for me, is echoing both of you. Self is so important. Outside of everything else, outside of me being a presenter, outside of you being a public speaker, outside of you being a content creator, outside of being a mother, outside of being a wife, outside of everything, you are still you. And when you put that first, and when you have that wholeness on that and understand who that is, every single thing that is yours will fall into place at the right time. Not according to a body clock or to your mum's clock, your dad's clock, your auntie's clock, nobody's clock. According to Baba God's clock. And when the time is right, it will happen. So aunties, please, you hear us, yeah? The pressures, the 20s is already a roller coaster that is a lot already, so we don't need the extra marriage or anything. Just allow us to be and love us wholeheartedly. I would continue to speak to you, ladies. But sadly, that is all we have time for on today's edition of Noni. It's absolutely been amazing. I'm Bisi Atkins, and I would like to thank you, my guests, for today. We've been speaking to Tori Talks, and of course, the beautiful Titilope Elegbede. Thank you for joining us, and please don't forget that every episode of Noni, past and present, is online at yangatv.com. So wherever you are in this world, you can see the show and lots of other great content from Yanga. So join us again for more hot topics. See you guys soon. Thank you. Until next time.